You're listening to Cool Girl Talks, a Her Campus podcast based out of the University of Victoria. I'm Kate Harder, and today's episode is going to be a little introduction to the people who are behind Cool Girl Talks. So there's a really awesome crew of us. There's about 4 regular people, myself included, that normally get together once a month to try and put this podcast on. And just so you can sort of put a visual picture to the voices that you hear when you listen to our episodes, we just thought we'd do a little introduction. So I'm going to toss it over to Rachel to kick it off.
Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm Rachel.
Hi, Rachel.
Hi. I'm 22 years old. I don't know how in-depth we're getting with this, but...
I mean, just like,
22 years old, born August 9th, 1996, 2:24 in the morning.
Video dating profile.
I am a linguistics student, and I dabble a little bit in psychology. And for Her Campus, I write mostly about kind of relationships, love, and sex, 2 of which I have quite a lot of problems with, but I'm not going to tell you which 2. But not exclusively. I write other stuff too, occasionally little style things or exercise stuff, kind of whatever comes up. Yeah, anything else important about me you guys think people should know?
Maybe, why don't you tell us what your favorite podcast is on the radio right now, or on the internet?
Oh, Girls Gotta Eat, for sure. It's so funny. Have you guys heard of it?
No.
It's a comedy podcast about love and sex and relationships and all that jazz, of course. It's these 2 girls that live in New York. I think they're both like early 30s-ish. And they have different guests from like either kind of the love world or the comedy world, and they just chat about different topics like daddy issues or of course I can't think of any because we're talking about it right now. Daddy issues, like body issues, kind of having sex with younger men, like what's that? Was that the answer? Like kind of topics like that, and they're really good. They're funny. And they do tours as well around the States and Canada. Yeah.
Sounds cool.
They are cool.
I'm going to check it out now.
Yeah.
Hi. So for our previous 2 episodes, I introduced myself as Tony. I'm not going by that right now. So hi, I'm Astrid. I am Her Campus at UVic's resident trans person, and their resident angry social justice warrior, and their resident old lady, because I am so much older than everyone else here. Typically for Her Campus, I write about BDSM a lot. I'll also cover social justice issues, some media if there's a new movie I want to talk about, or if there's something like Joss Whedon trying to do a Buffy the Vampire Slayer reboot and why that's a bad idea. I haven't really been listening to any podcasts lately, but I have been really big on some video essayists.
Oh, cool.
It's a video essay.
Yeah.
It's basically a podcast, but with visuals.
Oh, wow.
Usually made by one person, occasionally with collaborators.
Like
That's super
animated
cool.
or...
It can be, or it could just be someone talking to a camera. So there's like Lindsay Ellis, who does a lot of media criticism. She has a really good continuing series where she looks at the Transformers movies by Michael Bay from a variety of different critical perspectives. So like the Marxist read of it, the feminist read of it, the queer theory read of it, and it's really interesting and kind of enlightening. I've also been a big fan of H. Bomber Guy, who does some pretty much whatever he feels like. It could be looking at viral advertising, or it could be looking at video games. Some people might also know him as the streamer who just did the marathon Donkey Kong Country 64 stream and donated all of the money to charity, and had like a bunch of famous people and politicians come in to AOC called in at one point to talk about her politics, which was really cool. And ContraPoints, who is a pretty much that I know of, the biggest openly trans YouTuber who talks about her transition and also uses her philosophy degree to look at things like Jordan Peterson and the alt-right and Nazis.
Yep.
Interesting.
All I got to say about that.
Yeah. Alt-right, not interesting. But those other, the YouTube, wait, what did you say they were called?
Lindsay Ellis, H-Bomber Guy, and ContraPoints.
Yeah, those three. YouTuber, podcast, videographers, is that what they're referred to?
YouTuber, video essayist.
Video essayists. Those sound like super cool things. Definitely go check it out.
I recommend.
All right, hi everybody. My name is Emma, and I'm in my second year here at UVic and with Her Campus. I mostly write articles that are kind of lifestyle and entertainment. I don't really write a lot of articles, but I'm trying. Let's see. I can't think of anything else interesting about myself. I study writing, and currently my favorite podcasts are the CBC ones. They do really good investigative podcasts. Bomb on Board was like so good, and I would totally recommend it. It had me like completely immersed.
I do love me some CBC.
I love the CBC.
Bless the CBC.
Hire
Thank you,
me.
Public Radio.
And that's all I have to say.
Awesome, thank you. And I am Kate. I am in my fourth year at UVic studying linguistics, similarly to Rachel. At Her Campus, I've also been at Her Campus for 4 years. I don't really have one genre of things that I write for Her Campus. I definitely just tend to fill in whatever needs to be written that week. But I really like to do listicles. I did a lot of interviews for a while. Those are super fun. Hence the podcast, kind of into that journalistic aspect point of view when it comes to writing. And yeah, her Campus, the Cool Girl Talks podcast, I would say was sort of a little brainchild of mine and has been a project that I've been working on with these lovely people since the fall, and definitely would not be possible if I didn't have the support of everyone here and all of the Her Campus people and all of you that hopefully listen. And on that note, there will be some exciting things happening with Cool Girl Talks coming up. We're going to be posting our podcast on not on YouTube, on iTunes. So hopefully we'll get a few more of you listeners out there actually listening. But yeah, thank you for listening to this very brief.
Some interesting things. It's like one semi-interesting thing that might happen.
I'm
really
trying
got them
to stay
excited.
optimistic, okay?
Astrid has something exciting.
Let's do a hypothetical. I have a fun one.
Oh, God.
Okay. If you could have the legs of any animal instead of your own, either scaled to your size or to the animal size, in whatever configuration you want, so like a centaur or a fawn or Ursula the Sea Witch, and with whatever other anatomy you want, so tail, gills, whatever for what you want to be, which would you pick and why?
Am I still living in this world?
Imagine it's a world where you won't be burned at the stake as a monster.
Okay, so like other people have these weird limbs too?
Yeah, sure.
How did we get here?
Getting a little off topic.
I don't know.
I ask myself that every day.
But thank you to our listeners, all three of them. Not even my mom listens to this, but like that's okay.
Honestly, I've never re-listened. I don't know.
Neither have I. I have a thing about hearing my voice. Sammy, you might have to edit a lot of this out.
Please
Well,
do.
welcome
Please
to
do.
Cool Girl Talks, where none of us are cool.
Yes. Signing off.
Thank you, good night.